Okay, so on the page 7, 8, and 9, you see example of the questions which we have completed through our worksheet, page 7 and 8 that we just submitted. Fairly easy for everyone. Here are the two methods that were shared. One is by the equivalence arrow that we have talked about. Use the same method we use for rate, the same method we use for ratio. Many topics is the same way. But I think by now many of us found that it was easy to quickly look for the particular identity that you need to find. In this case, I circle time. This is the first two words of the equation, time and time. On the previous page, you realize that the equations with the arrow, this is the solving method. The equations start off with very clearly stating what is it that you are trying to find. So when I see Akhilesh one, I wasn't too happy with his equation. But fortunately, he had the units there. I would love to see a better example. For example, here, very clearly stated, you can see here, time, and then you have distance divided by speed. So an equation written in this manner show you quickly, help you to put the information down, and let's say you are done with the exam paper and you are trying to check. It's easy for you to go direct to check this statement. Of course, there are other ways. Say, I don't like to write long sentences, so I can just write acronyms. Sure. I remember urging everyone to try to take notes and annotate. Very proud of our friends here for annotating, writing down notes to remind themselves, and then putting out clear equations and clear units. I believe most of us can agree that this is the level we want to reach. And this truly sets apart how someone can be at AL5 or AL6 and how someone is not at that level yet. But can be at that level. Right. So I ask you to circle this distance, time on these two pages, and on page 7, what is the identity that we are supposed to try to find on page 7? Speed. So page 7, page 8 and page 9 are examples of questions, one sentence question likely to appear in, say, for example, booklet B. It will be just one question and maybe 1 or 2 marks. And these are the three possibilities: looking for speed, looking for distance, or looking for time. And with that, a reminder to everyone is the magic triangle, which we have been learning how to use this triangle since primary 5. The powerful triangle that helps you to solve all the problems to the chapter as long as you can understand the relationship of the quantity spell. And the very first experience we learned from this was a part whole number bond. That was when we first learned it. Distance being the whole, speed and time being the parts. In this case, it's a multiplication or division relationship. When you first encounter number bonds when you're primary 1, it's probably a plus or minus. 5 and 4 make 9, right? So, in the same way, if I say, so if 4 times 5 is 20, 20 divided by 5 is 4. This is how I talk to my primary 1 and 2. Right? So in the same way, I want to find distance, or maybe I should try talking to you in this manner. You listen better? Yes? So if you want to find distance, you use speed times time. You want to find time, use distance divided by speed. Okay? Okay, very good. Now let's look at the next page. I give you 1 minute, okay? 1 minute with your partner beside you. You quickly write down for that question. Are you looking for distance, speed, or time? Is that okay? Alright, ready, get set, go! I thought you said okay, right? And then you know what to do? So, for example, question 2. Am I supposed to look for distance, speed, or time? Question number 2. Are we looking for distance, speed, or time? This is speed, this is time. So the question is distance. Ready? The next one. The next one we have distance, speed, or time. What are we looking for? Speed. Very good. We have distance, right? What's the distance, Elena? Elena, question number 2. We have distance. What is distance in question number 2? Yeah, speed times time. So what is the distance here? 12 meters, thank you. This is distance. And what is 3 seconds? Time. Okay, so we are looking for speed. Summer, what do you think will be the units for this question? Sorry? You have the microphone in front of you. Gosh, I'm roasting myself speaking in such a manner. Don't you feel a bit uncomfortable? Huh? A bit weird. I also feel very weird. Can you tell me now what's the speed unit of measurement? Thank you very much. Meter per second. Doesn't I sound more normal now? Okay, that was like that better. Okay, for Fidaus, I'll say that for what I will just try to be speaking in that manner for another 1 minute. Okay, Fidaus? Right, Fidaus. What are we looking for this question? Question number 4. Speed, thank you. Okay, do I need to do the questions? No need. Okay, when you and your friend, your partner has found out for every question which identity you are supposed to find, please raise your hand up. For question 2 to 12. Okay, someone pass the mic to answer, please. Answer, okay. Question 6. Looking for?
Time.
Time.
How long?
Very good. The keyword is how long. Okay, next question. Question number 7. Looking for?
Speed. Wait, distance.
Distance. How do you know?
Find the distance the airplane flew.
Very straightforward. You can see that. Okay, question 8. Moving on to Adrian. Question 8. We're looking for?
Speed.
Speed. How do you know? Because it says find his speed. It's very direct. So, what do you think is the unit of measurement for the speed here? Unit of measurement for the speed in this question. Per? per second. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next question, Ryan. Question 9.
Time.
You're looking for time. What do you suggest is the unit you are looking for in this answer? You have the distance is 100 meter, the speed is 5 meter per second. Yes, you are right. You're supposed to look for the time duration. So what is the unit of measurement in this question for time? The clue is in the speed. Look at the speed. Seconds, thank you. So the time for this question is speed. 10, question 10. What are we looking for?
Distance.
Distance. And the unit of measurement?
Kilometer.
Kilometer, thank you very much. Next up, we are back to Marianne. Question 11. Question 11, we are looking for?
Time.
Time. Okay, and the unit of measurement is?
Meter per second.
Time. Speed is meter per second. Distance is meters. So time is hour. Look at it again. Question number 11. Distance is in meters. Speed is meters per second. So the duration should be in seconds. Marianne, you're suffering yourself. You don't remember because you didn't do your homework and you didn't do your due diligence to revise. Please start working on the homework now. Next, Giselle, the last one. We are looking for time and the unit is minutes. Thank you very much. Alright, moving on now, everybody. We are going to look to the next part. Here says we have the new section called. You can go the other way, Giselle. Go the other way. Now, the next page talks about involving speed with two parts of the journey. We'll come back to this in a moment. I'll start give up the next set of the worksheet first. Can I first person come over here to collect the worksheet for the rest of your friends? Take a bench and have to give up. Take a bench and have to give up. Okay, let's get started with two questions before we move on to the new segment on speed involving two parts of the journey. Okay, and we are looking at the new set here. On page 9, level 2 question. Thank you. Does someone not have a question? Paper? Zoya? I have one that's without a name. Everybody has yours? Anybody has Shani's one? I have one that's without a name. Could it be possibly yours? Everybody has a worksheet? Skylar has yours? Okay. Well, shall we get started with this one? We will do two questions that are slightly more challenging before we move on to the new segment on speed involving two parts in the journey. Meanwhile, let me just have a quick check. I have recorded some videos. Maybe I have some in recorded. Let me see quickly here. Sorry, not here. let me take a quick look. Over here, I wrote down here, I have page 10. Oh, okay. I'm going to upload this later. I have page 10. Oh, that's not there. Oh yes, I have page 10. Okay, so please take a look. I will post page 10 up. Page 10, question 2. It's a calculator question. Can we take note of that? Let me write that down in mind. This one's I'll put it up on YouTube later. Question 10. And then I also have question 13. Okay. This one here. Okay. Can I know what's your page until? 14. Okay, so for the record, I'll let everyone know now that, well, I have question 2, page 10 on YouTube by this afternoon. Is that okay? Okay? And then I have page 13, question 3, watch driving question on YouTube. Okay, take note of that already? Okay? These 2 questions. Is that okay? Yeah, okay, then we go back to the first one here on Jasper and Mutu. Now, when it's a speed question, I strongly propose and I like the idea that you practice drawing out the journey. If you look at your textbook, you also realize that it's so often, in fact, in almost every question, they'll draw a journey like timeline. It's not a timeline, but it's like a travel line. Like a map drawing, point A to point B, town X to town Y, things like that. So in this case, I will also want to draw town P to town Q. And then I have Jasper and Mutu. Of course, right at the start, I will always remind myself the magic triangle. There's distance, speed, and time. Whereby distance equals to speed times time, speed equals to distance divided by time, and time equals to distance divided by speed. So for up to how well you remember your things, I will start off already by, this set of worksheet. I can remind myself using this strategy. Okay, then I have Jasper and Mutu. Then I have town P and town Q. So I would like to draw, I have the whole space here, so I want to use the whole space. I have town P to town Q. And I know that here shows Jasper. Jasper is going to the whole journey, and Jasper's speed is 36 km per hour, and the duration is half an hour. So he finishes the whole journey, he reached the town in half an hour. Mutu's cycling speed was 40 km per hour. For Mutu, there's only information on his speed. Nothing else? But the question is very helpful because it provided us with part A and part B. So the first part asks for distance between town P and town Q. So in the case of distance, the unit is kilometer. And question B is asking for minutes for Mutu. So that is time for Mutu and the unit is minutes. With that, I can go to find A. I want to find the distance already. I have the idea of speed times time. So speed times time, whose speed can I use? Yeah, I'm going to use Jasper's one. So it will be Jasper's speed times time, which is half an hour. So half of 16 will be, oh sorry, half of 36 will be 18. Yeah, half of 36 is 18, so 18 kilometer. The distance between town P and Q is 18 kilometers. Now I go on to part B. Now I need to find time for Mr. Muthu. Okay, which is distance divided by speed. In this case, I have 18 kilometers and oh sorry, I wrote the wrong unit here. Speed is kilometer per hour. Okay, distance divided by speed. For Muthu's speed is 40 kilometers per hour. That's the first one, part A. You're right. For the first part, you see how by each statement, by each table, we're very clear. So Akhilesh, we are probably 6 now. We're going to solve more and more complicated word problems. We need to be clear with each step. Rather than writing a jumble of equations, it's good if you can specify what each equation is looking for clearly. Okay, now 18 divided by 40 is a difficult number. So I'll do it as a fraction. Which, yes, you can divide by... Huh? Skylar? Skylar, you want to take a closer look over there? Yeah, you want to actually move over there? Or we can move together as well if you like. Or you want to stay here, up to you. Okay? Skylar, if you like, you can move over to the seat over there. I'm fine with that. Okay? So you get 9 out of 20. Can it be simplified further? No. So the units will be in, this is what? 9 out of 20 is what? Time. Hour. Distance is kilometer. Speed was kilometer per hour. So it's 9 out of 20 of an hour. Okay, but you want it in minutes. How to convert to minutes? It will be convenient for you to just move your table forward. Or just sit there. Yeah, that one over there where Benson and Adrian used to sit. Eh? Right in front of Aiden. Honestly, beside Aiden also can. Firas is not here today. Okay. So you can do 9 out of 20 times 60 to convert, or you can just convert the numerator and denominator to realize is 27 out of 60 per hour. So actually that's, yeah, I'm sure like what answer is saying. After you simplify, so that's 27. In other words, it's 27 minutes. So Muthu took 27 minutes. Okay? So Muthu took 27 minutes. Now the last part involves the conversion. Which I feel worried for, again, Marianne will not be able to do this because she didn't do her homework. And for our friends who did not submit the homework, she's not the only one. It's on the very first page. Conversion of units, the basic items here. If you have not done this or you don't remember doing it, then you will have trouble solving word problems till the very end. Is that okay? Good? Any difficulty?
No.
Actually, it's quite simple, but it's just like question, page 7 and 8, but you have like two questions combined together in one. Like part A, part B. Okay, now we want to deal with a more complicated question. There is on, so this one you go home and do, it's on YouTube, the homework. You can take reference from the YouTube. It's very similar to the first page, okay? Let's look at the new item on involving speed with two parts of the journey. Now the story becomes interesting because the journey is not just one way, one direction, town A to town B and then finish. Now you have this story whereby he's going to go from point X to point Y. And then after that from point Y to point Z. So this whole journey, there are two parts. And these two parts may be different speed, different distance, different duration. So in other words, I will have a triangle, distance, speed and time, and you realize that I have maybe two triangles, three triangles, because it's different for every part. Now, again, I'll say, to solve these so-called chunkier word problems, the first and foremost need is to persevere and be patient. If you can be patient, you go through it step by step, it's not that difficult. Okay? So, I am Mr. Go. You realize that Mr. Go is the only person here, so he's not very important. And then I can draw out point X to point Y. X to Y. Now from point X to point Y, you have X to Y, an unknown distance, but you have a time, the time is 30 minutes. And you have a constant speed of 15 km per hour. So for X to Y, it is 15 km per hour for 30 minutes. And for the first part, I can just ignore the second part first and just deal with the first part. So I just go deal with X to Y first. I've got X to Y, so 30 minutes will mean half an hour. So from X to Y, the distance will be speed times time, and that will be 15 km. Is it times 30? Times half, because it's kilometer per hour. So be very careful with the units, it's not minutes. That's why the first step I did was to convert. Yes, the answer is 7.5, and that is kilometer. So I've got X to Y settled. Then I go Y to Z. Okay. Then from Y to Z, is it the same information? Same provided information, similar. 25 minutes is provided. Distance is still an unknown, and speed is different. Now, if you feel that it's confusing, what you can do is, for Denson to take out his flower highlighter and realize that he has many colors, and can do X to Y in one color, and then Y to Z in another color. That's what we call two parts in the journey. So for Y to Z, it is kilometers per hour for 25 minutes. And again, is you're looking for the same identity that's missing. And the speed again is kilometers per hour, so I'll be very careful with the units. This is minutes. So I have got to do the first step, that is to convert 25 minutes to how many hours? Okay, very good. Quick. Right? Is that okay? And then you realize that, so from the distance for y to z, speed times time, will be, speed is 12 kilometers per hour. Wow! Awesome, just simplify. And what do you get? 5 kilometers. So at the end, the question asks for the distance from x to z. Yes, that's right. So to x to z, the distance will be 7.5 kilometers plus 5 kilometers, and the answer will be 12.5 kilometers. Any difficulty? No difficulty. Well done. You just completed your first level 2 question for speed. And this question may come out in maybe, if the numbers were harder and requires a calculator, they come out in paper 2. But considering the numbers here are so easy to handle, maybe in booklet B. Any difficulty? Feeling okay about this? So this level 2 question looks complicated because the story is longer, but actually it's not that difficult. The key trick is to proportion out your information. Read carefully, use your annotation, check carefully what information you have for the story, use the information step by step, and then you get your answer. Is that okay? Patience is the key. Now, okay? Okay, I'll move on? Move on, guys? Okay, move on. Okay, now, if you look at this question, page 3, which is on YouTube, then there's this part that everybody will cringe. What do you think is that? On page 13, which is going to be on YouTube. Everybody will cringe and you see. Fraction, that's right. And then you see remaining. Oh gosh, fraction or remainder. The headache that everybody feels like having when they see a fraction question. Now, fret not. The most important thing we always say, number 1, have patience. Number 2, have perseverance. The right attitude and the right character will help you in many, many situations, including fractions and even fraction is big question. Okay, so this is going to be you on YouTube. This is a very friendly question that is calculated. May I suggest you do this DIY? There's no YouTube for this, but I'm so confident you'll be able to do this well. Draw the diagram. It's not difficult. Why? Because there's only one person here, Noreen. The harder questions will come in later when you realize that you have Pranavika and Janesha cycling on the road together. And that kind of question is going to be harder. Right? The question is not hard when you say, oh, Ansel went to the canteen, after that went to the field. He went to the canteen, he ran at very fast speed, full speed. Then he went to the field, also very fast speed. Time to go back to class, he slowed down. So such a story sounds very logical, right? So you can make, for example, maybe you go, after school you travel to 399, and then you travel to McDonald's. You go to, it's very normal to travel 2 places in one journey, correct? So as long as you break down the information bit by bit, it makes sense. Now it's harder when there are other people in the story. For example, Pranavika goes from her house to McDonald's and then meet Janessa from her house to McDonald's. Then you have 2 different starting points and a meeting point. Their speeds may be different, the duration may be different also. That's when stories become complicated. But still very solvable because it's at least quite real life, right? So in this case, Nori is going from point A to B. And then after that, she cycled back. So from the same point, she goes back. What do you understand about this story then? Regarding distance, speed, and time, the first part that says, I'm going from A to B, and then B to A, what can I understand about the distance, speed, and time? In particular, from distance. The journey from A to B, and the journey from B to A. What do you think about the distance? It's going to be the same. A to B, B to A. It's going to be the same distance. So the distance for this is going to be the same. The distance for this is going to be the same. Yes, that's right. And you got this as 48 kilometers. But what is different is the speed. When she's going back, she's more excited. She rides it faster. When she's going to B, she's going slower. Maybe she's just warming up. And then it says, alright, I need the total time. So in other words, you need to find from A to B, I have to find the time. Then after that, I have B to A, I need to find the time. And then finally, the total time is. Is this okay? Okay? So this is page 12. Please work on this. And then we have page 13 on YouTube. Is that okay? Page 14 is the last page, right? If you have the appetite for another question, you can go for it. If you're unsure, we'll continue it tomorrow. Okay?